Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Davita. I'm a student from SMPN 1 Negeri Padang. And thank you for SMA Don Bosco Padang has been held this competition. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to deliver about the story of General Sudirman. General Sudirman is one of the most popular figures in the history of Indonesian struggle. He was the first commander of the military in Indonesia. Sudirman also one of the 5-star general Indonesians beside General Nasution and General Soeharto. He was born Bodas Karangjati, Purbalingga, Central Java on January 24, 1916, and he died at a very young age, it is 34 years in Magelang, Central Java, on January 29, 1950. Because of his right lungs, an infection, and his buried at the Heroes Cemetery in Semaki Stage, Kusuma, Yogyakarta. And now, let's talk about his sacrifice for our country, Indonesia. Well, that's a good story. The story begins with the British troops arrived to Indonesia to manage a prisoner of war and Japanese soldiers in Central Java. The Allies also agreed not to interfere with Indonesian sovereignty. However, the British troops will now want to return to making Indonesia a colony again. On November 12, 1945, in the first meeting on the People's Security Army, Sudirman was elected as the leader after going through a 2-stage deadlock vote. While awaiting appointment, at the end of November, Sudirman ordered to attack Allied force in Ambarawa. On November 21, 1945, British troops in Magelang were transferred to Ambarawa. The fighting began to peak on November 22nd. British troops attacked by bombing the village around Ambarawa. One house burned because of the fire, and the other's house destroyed by the bomb. All of the village messy because of the troops. Now the troops come to the villagers and say to give all of them weapons that they have, or the troops will kill them. But the villagers don't have any weapons and ask the troops not to kill them. But the troops don't care about them and just take a gun and shot the person. And the kids, the parents, all of them are scared. There are a lot of people die at the day. On the other side of the Sultanate of the Yogyakarta, Sri Sultan Hamengkubuwono heard about the news that the troops come to Ambarawa. Sri Sultan said to General Gatot Subroto, "General, I order you to send a letter to Sudirman and stop his guerrilla first, so he can help to stop the war." And then Gatot Subroto sent soldiers to tell about the news that happened in Ambarawa. Sudirman is very mad because the troops are treating Indonesian people arbitrarily. Sudirman said, "I'm very confused. How are the Indonesian people now?" Sudirman's wife said, "My dear Sudirman, please put your mind at ease. If you're just like this, it won't solve the problems. How can I be calm if the Indonesian sovereigns are starving right now?" Sudirman's wife replied, "I have some jewelries and you can sell and money for buy them food." Sudirman thanks to his wife for her good intentions, but at the day his right lung was deflated because he had an infection, and Sudirman's wife said that spare one about Sudirman helping. But Sudirman refused it, and he kept struggling to attack the troops, and then after that, General went to lead the soldiers again. General Sudirman said to his soldiers, "Go attack them, take back our city from the troops." General Sudirman used stupid orange strategy, the strategy that focused on sudden offensive move. Indonesian soldiers' attack on the enemy troops was carried on from the west and the south, and then pushed it toward to the east. And you know what? Indonesians win it. The troops now are very scared because of Sudirman used this strategy. Because General Sudirman succeeded in obtaining victory in this battle, President Sukarno appointed him as a general. At the same time, the Indonesian and the Dutch governments had a long conference for several months, which ended with the Dutch recognition of Indonesian sovereignty on 27 December 1949. 1 month later, at 7 o'clock on January 29, 1950. Everybody heard a bad news that General Sudirman died. Sudirman's body was buried at the Gage Common Mosque in the afternoon. Now, let's pray to the General Sudirman, and thanks to him, his struggle will not stop on him. We as a young generation have to continue maintain the independence that he had created until end of our life. So yeah, this is the end of my story. I ask forgiveness for any words and behavior which are not supposed to be. Thank you for your kind attention today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye everyone.